Hi, good evening, everyone. Thank you for coming to my presentation tonight. The jQuery plugin that I was doing research on for this project was filmroll.js. The reason I chose it is because I had gone through a huge list of plugins and stuff to try, but I've always been a big fan of photo carousels, especially when you're looking at sites built like in WordPress or other types of CMSs like that. And it's something I hope to learn more on later on as I aspire in web development. So I chose this plugin really to see what the hype was about it. And basically, it's very simple. It's a plugin that can center photos as they are displayed, no matter what the size they are. Some carousels don't always center them; they just kind of have them in different positions. Um, so I'm going to show you an example that I put together on GitHub, as well as my index.html, uh, you know, site that I put together. Then we'll take a look at the code and how it's structured, and then I'll show you guys a source that you can go to make any other modifications to the code if you were to use it yourself. All right. So if we click down here, the arrow, I'm going to go to my example here on GitHub, and it loads up here. And as again, we were supposed to use photos that at least we had copyright to, or that no one else necessarily owned. Um, so I chose photos that have pretty much been of different things going on in my life, athletically, professionally, and socially. So what you see here is a small profile picture of me from when I was on a swim team at Salisbury University back in 2009. It's very small, but as you can see, it's centered on display. You have the carousel buttons down here that just coincide with the photos. And you can see this photo over here where it's kind of cropped off a bit during this New Year's party last year that I went to with a couple good friends of mine that I work with. But if I want to center on that, just click on the arrow and it brings it into view, completely centered. Um, you know, Happy New Year 2015. And if we want to look at the next photo here, this is a team that I had taken and coached at the U.S. Masters Swimming National Championships in 2014. This over here is the swim team I swam on when I was at Salisbury University back in 2009. And I have a screenshot here of actually a video presentation I did for a analysis of a race performed at the NCAA championships. Got me in my coaching attire and all that stuff. So, and then back to the original photo. So very simple. Forgive me if I didn't really style it as better as I could have. I just wanted to show you more of the functionality of the of the carousel. So let's take a look at the code now. Let's go back to the presentation here. And here we have our code. Here in the head we have the basics that we need, our meta tags, our title tags, and then the links to the style sheets that I was using with the different font styles that you will see that I applied or have that can be applied to this project that I put in. Then you have the script tag here to jQuery to be called on for the usage, so it can also load the jQuery film underscore roll.js file. Then you close the head, and then you get into the body. Now down here in the body, film roll.js recognizes these photos with a parent div and then subsidiary children divs behind it. So we put in the parent up here with the ID of film roll, and then we put in the children of that div with the div inside a div, if you may, with the href linking to the photo file that I have that I'll show you in a second. First photo you saw was of me, then New Year's, Nationals, my swim team, and then the analysis photo that I had on there. I also have a script down here for JavaScript, and we have this function here that we use that we call with the name of new film roll, with the container referring to the idea of film roll, which I'll show you in the code, or which is actually, sorry, referring to this idea up here. Okay. And then you can put on different types of options for this code. I just put the height in here at 1,000 because originally it was set at 300 and it was narrowing too much. I was only able to see like the upper third of these photos, so I had to widen it up a bit and push it to 1,000. Close the script, close the body, close the HTML, and that's really as simple as it is in terms of getting it to flow and work on the basics, without any additional styling. But here, height, that's one of the options you can use, so let's go over here and check out a couple of the other options you can look at. Okay, this is one of the sites I did a little research on this plugin, and they got a couple examples here that you can use for scripts, the markup, and then this is a form of the JavaScript they chose to use. It's not the one I chose to use. But some of the options down here that you can adjust are animation, in terms of the interval at which it would animate. You can configure how it loads, in terms of if it's DOM ready or not. You can have easing set up for it to swing by default, and also linear provided by jQuery, etc. Height, that's the one I set earlier tonight. You can have a hover state, an interval. You can change the interval at which the carousel rotates. You can put a next button. You can take no CSS, so there's no CSS added to the page. And we've got several other different types of things that you can adjust in terms of the presentation, and also to help with possible load time if certain browsers are getting choked up by the jQuery animations that you are loading. Okay. Let me see if I can pull up one other site that I had earlier on this. No, okay, I don't know where that site went. Let me do that Google search for you real quick. Okay, and it's down here. This was actually where I first came across it. Here we are, jQuery carousel. And this is just a couple examples that they used, a little more styled. And again, here's the script, the markup. This is the function I chose to use in terms of setting it up. And then you can go to their GitHub page here and find all the information you need on this particular plugin and how you can edit it, set up the markups, create it in different configurations, and here's some of the positions we just said that you could change in the other example I showed you earlier. And of course we have a full-fledged of other different, whether you use onload or downloaded, pardon me, scenarios. You can use responsive images, callbacks, any other kind, different things with CSS. Here's the default CSS it uses, and how to troubleshoot if you're having loading issues. This is a great, very simple and easy to use plugin. I'm really glad I found it. I'll probably use it in the future. I'm really glad that I was able to share it with you guys, and if you have any questions, please let me know on the posting. So, okay, thanks again, guys. Hope you have a blessed one, and I'll talk with you all later.